Hi, I'm Rick Jones. I'm seated in front of a great seller here. We rarely get this model in anymore, but they would fly out of here. It's a Kawai BL-12. It's about 48 inches tall, same size as the legendary Yamaha U1. When they built this was the competition to the Yamaha U1. And I always like to compare Yamaha products to Lexus and Kawai products to be Infiniti. There's not as many Infiniti automobiles out there, but they're really great quality. Price around the same as a Lexus. There's way more Lexus, so there's way more Yamahas in the world. So they're both great quality pianos, and this one is exceptional. It looks brand new. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a mark on it. If you see that little blue box to the right of this video, look at that. It says click here for slideshow. You can scroll through the pictures of this piano inside and out while you're watching the video, so you might want to do that. This has a factory quiet mute pedal system, and I'll give you teachers out there the touch and tone analysis that you like. So I'll get started with it. They just finished it. It just turned out really nice, and like I said, anybody coming in your home would think this is new, and it's got a most beautiful sound. Pound for pound in the shop today, this is the most piano for the least amount of money. Look what we're asking for, $4,288. I challenge you, go anywhere. Go to a piano store, go on Craigslist, go on Marketplace, and all those pianos are sold as is. We're putting a 10-year warranty on this piano, all parts and labor, as if it was new. A 1975 automobile is a very old car. I wouldn't drive it. I would let my daughter drive a 1975 automobile, right? I'd be afraid she'd break down somewhere. But you can't say that about musical instruments. Violins, guitars, especially stringed instruments, pianos, they go and go and go and they last. So not only are we putting a matching warranty as if you bought this new for $8,000 or $9,000, and as soon as you get it home it's a used piano, right? But we're also putting a lifetime 100% trade-in on it. Every piano we sell. That means if you buy this for $4,288, down the road you decide you want a bigger upright, it's $5,200. Okay, you owe me $1,000. You hand me $1,000. We'll pull this out and put the baby grand, anything you want, as long as it's of greater value. You can trade in as often as you want, and each time you trade in, if you're within a very liberal 100-mile radius of Beltsville, Maryland, it's free removal, free delivery, and there's people that have done it 3 or 4 times. One of my employees has traded up 3 times. He's on his 3rd piano now, and you can do that too. And our warranty is very simple. A 9-year-old can figure out my warranty. It's only 4 sentences long. When you go and do a new piano store, ask them for the warranty, the factory warranty. You need to be a lawyer to figure it out, I think, in my opinion. It's in fine print on both sides. They even call it a limited warranty with all the things they're not going to guarantee, you know, in very fine print. You wonder if the warranty is worth anything at all, in my opinion. So with this piano, it has a really rich and beautiful tone. I'm sure you could hear it. For you teachers who want the touch and tone analysis, from a 1 to a 10, 1 being very mellow, 10 being very bright, I would give it a 5, right in the middle. As far as tone, it has a heavy touch. It's not super heavy. From a 1 being light, 10 being unplayably heavy, I'd give it a 6. Feels very much like a Steinway upright, like the 1098 model, the 46-inch 1098, or the 52-inch Steinway Model K. With my eyes closed, I thought I was sitting at a Steinway K. And a Steinway K price is, you know, close to $40,000. And here we're asking $4,288 for it. It's a terrific piano. There are several ways you can go about buying this piano. Before I begin with that, let's do the practice pedal. It has a mute pedal from the factory. So if you're doing a finger exercise late at night, someone's trying to sleep, or you're in an apartment, you're worried about your neighbors, and it's getting after 9 o'clock, you push the middle pedal down, kick it over, and listen to it now. You can barely hear it. It knocks 90% of the sound down, the volume down, instantly. When I show that to customers, when walk-in customers, they flip out when they see that feature. They have no idea that an acoustic piano could be made quiet like that. And I have the lid up. If you shut the lid, it makes it even quieter. But what's the cool thing about this, and how they're thinking all the time, Yamaha and Kawai, you know, they both have this. When you take your right foot and push the middle pedal down and kick it over, it's locked in place in a slot, right? So now it frees your foot to go back to the right pedal so you can play it normally, even with the mute on. So here's a little Mozart without the mute. Right? Here it is with the mute. My foot's back on the right pedal. You hear that? It's terrific. You can play it all hours and no one's gonna, and who's gonna complain about a piano anyway? It's not like a chainsaw or a motorcycle or whatever. You know, people like to hear in apartments where people are tight, you know, they're living in close quarters. I think it's comforting. You read that a lot. There's books, novels where, you know, and George Gershwin had 2 Steinway Grands in his apartment, dovetailed, and he's having all these famous people come over from Rachmaninoff and Ravel and other famous people, and he'd have parties. And can you imagine anybody giving George Gershwin a hard time about the piano in an apartment? It's just, I wish I could have gone back in time and just sat on the couch and listen to that, listen to what was going on in that room. So pianos are so healing. They're just wonderful. When you sit at it, you lose yourself. And this piano will inspire you or your children. I tell parents when they think they're going to buy this for their kids, and their kids are either starting out or they're really moving along, and the teacher's begging them to get an acoustic piano because they've been on a digital or whatever. And I'll tell the child, and I'll tell the parents to their face, if your child quits taking piano lessons on this, you can't blame the piano, because it's as good as it gets, and we do a thorough action regulation to make the piano play well. Do a little deep dive, go to Grok or ChatGPT and type in piano action regulation. It's a very intensive process, 25 steps we take to make this piano play as good or better than the day it left the factory. So there's several ways you can go about this. Come see us. That's number one. There's 3 ways to deal with this. 1, come in and see us. We're open 7 days a week. We're only 1 mile from the Washington Capitol Beltway. Just GPS Rick Jones pianos from any device. We're right up on 95, 1 mile. So if you're going from Maine to Florida, you got to pass by my store anyway. You can come and use the bathroom and start playing the pianos, right? So it's easy to get to. Just GPS Rick Jones pianos. Don't need an appointment. Number 2, call us with any questions, and we'll help you with that. And you can order it over the phone or any of the pianos we have in our store. And 3 would be the shopping cart. So if you're local or long distance, if you're local, if you're within 100 miles, a very generous 100-mile radius of Beltsville, Maryland, it's free delivery. And even a little bit beyond, people say, geez, I live in Richmond, Virginia. It's 118 miles. We'll deliver there. So let's go through it. Down south, down around Fredericksburg, Richmond area, free delivery. Up north, around Gettysburg, York, Harrisburg, Carlisle, Emmitsburg, that's all free delivery. Over to the east, anywhere on the eastern shore, over to Ocean City, almost anywhere in Delaware is free delivery. And let's go west, out towards Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, Martinsburg, Sharpsburg, down 81 towards Harrisonburg, where James Madison University is. Free delivery. But if you're watching this video from Ohio or Texas or California, we ship there. We service that area. So just throw it into the shopping cart and it'll pop up the screen, and you can see the exact fixed cost of getting this piano set up professionally by piano movers coast to coast. We have a nationwide network of piano technicians and piano movers at our disposal. We've been doing this 45 years, and there's this massive directory of piano technicians. Then we can search by zip code within 25 miles of where you live. You'll be shocked how close some of these technicians live to where your house is, regardless of the state. And to prove it, that we take care of our customers, whether you're right around the corner or 3,000 miles away. Go up to the top, scroll up to the top, and it says testimonials. Click that button. Type in your state. You're watching this video from Ohio or Maine or Florida or anywhere, Louisiana, Michigan, Wyoming. Type in a state. California. We just sold a piano, a Yamaha Grand, to Fruitland, Washington State. A Yamaha G2 Grand, right? He had done his homework. He had gone out there. He didn't like the dealers. He had a long story. But he ended up asking me a lot of questions. Next day, he threw it in the shopping cart and bought it. Because we can take care of that customer. We can find technicians. We can find movers that are professional piano movers that will get that in his home. I have all the confidence in the world in these guys. And they know that I'll pay them on time. That's why they'll do anything for me, right? So, and it's funny. I just found out the other day that 2 of our local competitors, where they sell new pianos only, they both coincidentally charge $590 each to deliver a piano locally. Throw a rock. It's going to be $590, please, for a grand piano. We do it for free, all the way to Ocean City, Richmond. North, south, we got you covered as far as that goes. And I think you would absolutely love this piano. This would be an inspiration for any child. It's 20 times better than my first piano as growing up. And the bass is just phenomenal. This is a professional upright. Huge, huge tone. as good as it gets. Like I said, pound for pound, this is the most piano for the least money in the store right now. Hope we do business. Thanks.